What's poppin'? Welcome in, everybody, to the station. Welcome into the channel. Y'all know it is your boy Ray G. I am here today on Thursday, March 12th, with my dog, my brother from another mother. Y'all know who it is, man. It's your boy DP in the building. You can find him at DP underscore NFL. Damian Parsons, scout, Bleacher Report, has his own YouTube channel doing excellent prospect film breakdowns. It's been a minute since DP and I got a chance to catch up. Life, kids constantly sick, combine travel, bad weather, getting sick again. And if you got kids, you know how that goes. You're just never healthy with damn kids. But everybody is good. We're in the building. We got a lot of NFL stuff to talk about. More importantly, DP, we got 2 rounds to get through. So I don't want to play around. We're live. His link for his YouTube channel is in the description of this video. If you're here rocking with me, you go subscribe to his stuff. Very knowledgeable, very sharp. Y'all know that. You don't need me to do it. Mock today, DP, we're going to take turns. You get 5, I get 5. You get your starting 5, I get my starting 5. I'm going to dog your picks out. You dog mine out. We're going to get through these 2 rounds and just talk about everything that has happened throughout free agency, everything that has happened and that you heard, know, or learn from the combine, and why you're going to make some of the picks that you're going to make today. So you got the first 5 picks. DP, I'm just going to go ahead and assume that you're going to take Mendoza 1. So let's get that out of the way. And then your draft starts at 2, DP.
Right, draft starts at 2, Ray. You know, glad to be back, man. And let's go with the Arvell Reese, linebacker / edge for the New York Jets at number 3. This would have been the perfect Jeremiah Love situation, but they doubled down on the same archetype at running back over in Arizona. Let's go Francis Maui-Noah, right tackle out of Miami at number 3. At number 4, this is where Jeremiah Love comes off the board for me, adding him to Cam Ward and that trio of young players that Tennessee has. At number 5, let's go Sonny Styles, linebacker out of Ohio State, to the New York Giants.
Well, let's talk about it. So Reese at 2, Maui-Noah at 3, Love at 4, and Styles at 5. I talked about it this morning on Wake Up, me and Jay Rich. I don't think that they're done at the positions, and I'm talking about Tennessee, because a lot of the mocks, David Bailey, Ruben Bain, but they traded for Jermaine Johnson. They signed John Franklin's Myers. They brought in Solomon Thomas. So you've addressed D-line, you've addressed edge. I don't think they're going to edge. They paid Wan'Dale Robinson to be a wide receiver there. I don't think they're done, but you got Cam Ward, something that he was comfortable with in college, the slot receiver. I don't think Carnell Tate, Mekhi Lemon, or Jordan Tyson are going here. All signs to me, it just points and screams, new stadium, new regime, new team. You got a defensive guy, run the ball. Jeremiah Love at 4. Is that what you're kind of feeling, hearing right now, Love at 4 to Tennessee?
Yeah, I think the way that Tennessee's attack free agency is to put themselves in the position to go BPA. And the best player in the draft at the number 4 spot, you know, for us over at Locked On NFL Draft, we dropped our most recent post-combine top 25 big board. Jeremiah Love is at 2. Right behind Caleb Downs, and honestly, it's a very close race between the 2. I did a film breakdown of Jeremiah Love over on the YouTube channel at the Scouting Room. This is a special player, Ray. I view him in the likes of the Bijan, the Gibbs. Like, this is a 3-down player. He pass protects. I'll tell you right now, I remember I sent you the clip after week 1 where he ran that out route, and I didn't realize that was against Keontae Scott, the star nickel for the Miami Hurricanes, and he whooped him on a route one-on-one like he was a slot receiver. He runs the ball. He's explosive. Giving Cam Ward, taking that pressure off of Cam, you improve the defense. Now give him a playmaker out of the backfield. I think Wan'Dale, like you said, that slot receiver, that guy that really kind of helps him play on time and on schedule, while you let Elick be the big body, contested catch guy, middle of the field guy, as well as letting Shamir DK, with his speed and his ability to flip field position, take the top off the defense. I think Jeremiah Love number 4 makes the most sense right now.
Talk to me about Styles at 5. And the only thing I'm going to push back on is not the player. It's not the talent. It's not the fit. I just saw Pro Bowl linebacker Devin Lloyd get signed to the Carolina Panthers for $25 million. You talk about taking a linebacker this high up, and I believe this 5th slot, they're going to be guaranteed about, it's like a $40 million move to take a linebacker. This position, this spot to take a linebacker is going to cost about $40 million. You know, in total money for the 5th overall pick. I love Sonny Styles, DP. I had a very lofty comparison for him which will
Mm-hmm.
require some schematic changes. But I think he's got the skill set to be a very good linebacker in the middle of the field. But I think he's got a nasty pass rush arsenal as well. And I said he's got some Clay Matthews to his game. Do you take an off-ball linebacker 5 overall, knowing that I can go get me a linebacker in free agency for 2 times less price that I'd have to pay Sonny Styles here at 5?
Yeah, and I love Devin Lloyd. I think for me, Ray, when I look at Sonny Styles, everything we saw at the combine, when you turn the tape, it absolutely translates. How many times we see guys test like freaks, then you watch them on film, you're like, you don't play like that. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
is that like, it's in there, but what's stopping you from playing this way? That converted safety background, when you watch the coverage reps of a Sonny Styles, this is a guy you can run multiple coverages with. You're talking about inverted cover 2, where you're dropping that middle linebacker as a deep middle of the field, replacing the safeties, bringing those safeties down. He does a great job of reading and reacting to routes around him. And yeah, he can rush, he can blitz, he does all the things. But when you have that, and we always talk about, me and Keith always talk about this, in the NFL, living in the middle of the field as a quarterback is almost essential, right? Every time you talk about like the Kyler Murrays, the Russell Wilsons, the Bryce Youngs, the biggest knock on them is like, man, they can't target the middle of the field. Well, even some of your best quarterbacks will have a hard time targeting the middle of the field with 6'5", 245, just roaming the middle of the field in between the numbers. And he knowing that he has a 43-inch vert and he's a 4'4" athlete trying to layer passes over the top of him. I think his impact, and he's still only 2 years in to playing the linebacker position. I don't think we've seen nowhere near how good Sonny Styles could be at the linebacker spot. And again, like you talked about being able to rush him and do different things, I think you take that swing. I think Bobby Okereke, I think is his name.
Okay, yep.
They let him hit free agency. I think that opens up that spot to put I know they brought in Tremaine Edmonds, but he's battled injuries.
Yeah.
This will be his 3rd team. I don't think that they rest on their loins with him. They go get Sonny Styles and get an impact player at the second level.
I'm not going to disagree. I mean, I hate it because a fan of the Dallas Cowboys, I thought he would fall, but there's no chance that Dallas is going to be able to get him at 12, right? Like that dream is over with. Okay. All right. Well, I've got the next 5 picks, and you kind of made it difficult on me as you're talking. I'm just thinking through, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? What am I going to do? I want to take an offensive lineman here for the Browns. They did go out and sign a lot of, they brought in like 3 or 4 guys throughout free agency.
Mm-hmm.
I know the Browns fans want receiver. DP, I'm going to continue to build the trenches here for the Browns. I know there is a lot of what I've heard, and maybe you can confirm or deny this, a lot of issues around or concern around Spencer Fano's arm length. You've got a nice kind of crew of tackles here, but let me do the exercise the way that you had to do it. I'm going to take Monroe Freeling here at 6. I've talked about him. I like him. Big, athletic, SEC guy, a lot of room to grow. Commanders here, they need defense. I think Jeremiah Love would be a pick for the Commanders if he were available. But because he's not, I'm going to go David Bailey to the Commanders. The Saints are on the clock here at 8. No Jeremiah Love. What do they do? This is where things get interesting for me because I kind of want to switch it up. Mansour Delane is available. They need a defensive back as well. I'm going to go corner here for the New Orleans Saints. I'm going to go Mansour Delane. I haven't seen it a lot. LSU guy is not a native of there, right? VTech transfer. Yeah. But I'm going to go cornerback Mansour Delane for the Saints at 8. I like what Kellen Moore did, bring in Travis Etienne. You got a weapon for, and I know people keep saying give Shuck weapons. Well, Etienne is a weapon. You've got Chris Olave. You've got Juwan Johnson. We could see about adding some receiver later. Here at 9 with Kansas City, there's no running back coming off of the board. Again, I'm looking. Downs is there. I mean, if I'm the Chiefs and Downs, Bain, and Carnell Tate are available, I mean, can I move back a few spots and still get a guy? Can I do that? DP, right here, I'm gonna pass on Downs, and I'm gonna go Carnell Tate to the Kansas City Chiefs. I love them getting Kenneth Walker. Let's get another receiver. And then here at 10, the Cincinnati Bengals, they go Caleb Downs at 10. So my 5, after you took Styles, I went Freeling, Bailey to the Commanders, maybe a against the grain pick for New Orleans, but I went Mansour Delane, cornerback out of LSU to New Orleans. Cardell Tate to the Chiefs at 9. Caleb Downs to the Bengals at 10. Talk about it.
Now, the number 6 pick, I love it because Monroe Freeling has been a big time riser. His combine, like he looked good in drills. He didn't for the O-line specials. I talked to a couple. They were like he didn't do some of the drills like completely correct and everything. So he's still a little green technically.
Yes.
But man, 6'7", 315, long arms, movement skills, can pass off twists and stunts. A guy that can protect the outside shoulder. He can anchor well. He got good play strength. I really love the upside of this young man. He's to me the toolsy option at left tackle because there's no true left tackle that you're willing to take this high. He's the guy that I could absolutely see coming off the board. And I'll be honest with you, Ray, the work that they've done on that offensive line, when you have a guard and center duo that'll be beside your left tackle, that's going to help him a lot because those guys would be that interior bumper. If he does get beat inside, you got guys on the inside that can help him out with throwing that kind of that hockey shoulder, that hockey elbow into the rib cage of that pass rusher. So I like that a lot. David Bailey, the Commanders need pass rush bad. We know that the interior has always been good. They need somebody to get after the quarterback off the edge. Love that. The Saints pick makes a lot of sense because you just lost Alontae Taylor.
You lost Taylor.
You just lost him. So you need to make sure. I'm all about teams making sure that their defense can be complimentary for their young quarterback. I don't want any young quarterback going on the field and feeling like, for example, watching Cam Ward at Miami every week in 2024, you knew it was Cam Ward or bust for the Miami Hurricanes. I don't want that for any quarterback, that you got to feel like that when you step on the field. Reassuring this defense is a big thing. Cardell Tate to the Chiefs, that's the first time I've thought about it or seen it. I love it because for me, Cardell allows Xavier Worthy to play his role. If Rashee Rice is still there, you play your role. Or if Rashee Rice is suspended, then you put Jalen Royals. You try to work him into that power slot role as a route runner and separated with a two-way go, and you'll allow that 6'2", 200-pound wide receiver who's got the springy athleticism, everything. I love that. I think he would be, and he's a route running technician.
Yes, he is.
Knows how to get open. Mahomes will love him. And then Caleb Downs, man, a guy that they need safety in that back end. And this would be the best safety they've had since Jesse Bates. They went and got Geno Stone from Baltimore because he had all those interceptions. Yeah, that's kind of more of a scheme thing that led to that. And the Bengals kind of have some buyer remorse for that situation. So, yeah, no, I think that makes a lot of sense for Cincinnati at 10.
All right, you got the next 5. You got Miami. I'm giving you the keys to the Cowboys kingdom here, and I see some people saying they got in right before the pick. You got it, DP. What are the Dolphins doing?
Man, I got to go Jamar McCoy for the Dolphins.
Okay, Jamar McCoy. Jamar McCoy for the Dolphins. Okay,
a corner there. Number 12. This is a pick that if he's there, they got to run it. Ruben Bain to the Dallas Cowboys.
Okay. Ruben Bain.
Bringing that physicality.
I'll save my questions. Ruben Bain to Dallas. I'll save my questions. I like it. Okay.
At 13, oh man, they've done so much work in the secondary. The Rams have, and it makes sense because now I think they're going pure offense. Let's look at the wide receivers. We got Kyle Lemon there. Jordan Tyson's there as well. But I'm gonna go with the guy I have rated the highest, and that is Jordan Tyson.
Okay,
pairing him with Puka Nacua long term. For me, and I know fans are worried about the medicals. I could tell you from me speaking to a scout after the combine, I asked about the medicals for Jordan Tyson. He said surprisingly he came back clean. There was nothing lingering. There were no bad notes in there about his medicals. Because the main thing the teams were worried about was the knee injury he suffered a couple years ago because he tore multiple ligaments. Came back, everything was clean. From the scout that he said, I looked at his folder just now after I texted him. He's like, it came back clean. He's good. So Jordan Tyson to the Rams. Let me go at Baltimore, man. That's tough. You know what? No, it's not. Let me go Spencer Fondo. I'm putting him at guard.
Okay, let's go.
On the Baltimore offensive line.
Okay.
Watching Daniel Falele last year was an eyesore. We cannot do that again. So yeah, let's go there. Man, for the Bucks.
For the Bucks.
Let's look at edge real quick.
Let me look at edge. Yeah. I'll pull it up for you, DP. I got you, baby. I got you.
Keem Messador, TJ Parker. before I make a pick at edge, let's look at linebacker real
Oh,
quick.
yep,
Let me
yep.
see
Let's
what
pull it up.
linebackers
Yep.
are
Yeah,
available.
you got time. Hey, you got 10 minutes to make your pick, right? You're on the clock. Don't
All
rush
right,
the
that's true.
pick.
That's
Don't rush
facts.
the
That's
pick.
facts.
Don't rush
That's
the pick.
facts. You know what, man? I think the Bucks are a team that's trying to get back to winning ways. They're trying to get back to the playoffs, and the way that season went last year. Let's go Akeem Mesidor at 15. Let's get a ready-made pass rusher, a guy that can come in day one, and knows how to win one-on-one. They need a guy like this. He's also going to bring some leadership into that locker room and everything else. Akeem Mesidor at 15.
DP, let's.
Uh,
I've got nothing for you. So I think that's it. I think you 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You went McCoy to the Dolphins, Bain to Dallas, Tyson to LA, Fano to the Ravens, and then Mesidor at 15 to the Bucks. Let me ask you about Bain. I see
mhm.
people in the chat saying they like that pick. We'll take it. I like it. Good pick for the boys. I think this is a realistic possibility that he falls on the draft, right?
I
Because of
think
the
so
arm
too.
length, because of the concerns, which are real. They are real concerns. He's still a hell of a player. But in this new Dallas defense where they're transitioning to a 3-4, does he fit a 3-4? Can he be an outside linebacker? And can he do that in a 3-4 scheme?
Yes, 100%. I think
Okay.
that was one of the big things with him is he gives you that either odd front or even front versatility. Where if you're running the even front, he's playing that hand in the dirt defensive end strong side. If you want him in the 3-4, he could play that kind of 5 tech because he is 6'2", 270, 280, and he plays with more than enough power to hand up at the point of attack. But for him, I look at him, I think about the Preston Smiths, the Melvin Ingrams, that's kind of sawed off a little bit, but just power guys off the edge. I think putting him in that stand up or edge rush position, I can wide nine him. He's going to be great in the run game. And for Dallas, you need a guy that plays with this level of physicality and with his mentality too. Like I promise you, I've been telling people, the only time I've ever seen this dude smile was at the combine. I've never seen him smile on the football field. Even after getting the sack, he's still angry. Dallas needs that type of mentality.
Somebody said that you got a voice like Patty Mahomes. Said you probably heard that before, but
Oh,
somebody said, "Have you heard it before?" I've
no,
never heard it. I've never heard
I've
it
never
before.
heard that.
I've never heard it. Okay, Pat. Maybe DP needs to go out there and take snaps under center in Kansas City. I don't know. Hey, I'm sure
I'll
you
take
would
the
do.
paycheck.
I'm sure you would do it. I'm sure you would take the
Take that
paycheck.
paycheck for
Okay, now
sure.
you have left me. Well, one question.
Mhm.
Because fans will love the pick when it happens, hate the pick come week 8 when he's not getting targeted 15 times and catching 20 passes a game. Jordan Tyson's fit with the Rams year 1 with an Adams, with a Puka. I'm not expecting major production in year 1 if that happens.
Right.
But this is a play to contribute now, as he would be an instant upgrade over any third receiver, over Whittington, over Atwell, over Mumfield, over all of them. But this feels like a nice play for if Adams is no longer there after this coming season. You've got a Tyson and Puka Nacua led wide receiver room. Is that sort of where your head is?
Absolutely. Plus, I believe Adams is coming up on the final year of his
Yep.
contract. You know what I mean? He's over 30 years old. You know, could you probably bring him back on a team efficient deal because he probably loves playing with Stafford if Stafford stays another year or two? 100%. But also for me with Tyson, I think pairing him in a room with a guy like Devontae Adams, who's so nuanced and detailed. I call him, he's an assassin as a route runner. Pairing a guy with that twitch and that explosiveness with a technician like a Devontae Adams to learn from. Think about how everywhere Stephon Diggs goes, he teaches that receiving core the tricks of the trade. I think Jordan Tyson, and I'll put it into a comp like this. We've seen it in LA. Think back to that championship year where they beat the Bengals. Remember they had OBJ and Cooper Kupp running the show?
I sure
That's
do.
what that
I
situation
sure
for
do
me
remember it.
feels like. That
Mm-hmm.
Jordan Tyson filling that OBJ role, that explosive yak threat, taking the top off the defense, but also pairing them with that Cooper Kupp, that route runner, and that, well, he's a little bit different because Puka's so much stronger, but in that same type of mold where Sean McVay uses him as the volume guy. Now I got a guy that can take the top off the defense. You give me one-on-one, and I can really hurt you over the top.
Okay. I am at a very difficult spot. I do not like these next 5 picks that I have to do, but I'm going to make them. I'm going to go Mekhi Lemon at 16 to the Jets. Lions are on the clock. They lost Decker. Man,
Yeah.
I Let me just look at the tackles. Miller, Proctor. Is that too high for Max? I'm really struggling here for the Lions pick. So I'm just DP, man. You can't help me. I can't phone a friend. Let me go look at the D line. Let me go look at D line. Banks would they go? Reese. They went Reese. Oh, DP. I'm gonna go.
Listen, they're a tough team to mock for. Like even
Vera
with them.
Tucker's gone.
So what you got? Who's on the Lions on the clock right now?
Lions are on the clock. DP. I gotta. Oh, I'm going O line. I'm gonna go O line for the Lions. I'm going to take Blake Miller right here for the Lions. I'm going to take Blake Miller.
I actually like that. I like that.
I know he's been rising of late. We'll talk about it later. I'm going Blake Miller. I'm going tackle Blake Miller for the Lions. Minnesota, thank goodness I got an easy one. I'm going Dylan Thineman there. Carolina, I'll say this, man. I like what they've done defensively throughout, bringing in Jalen Phillips, bringing in Devin Lloyd on that nice deal. It doesn't say it as a need up here, but I'm still going to wish cast this thing. I absolutely think with the loss, and you cover Carolina, you know this team. They lost Icky at left tackle in the playoffs, which you've got to protect Bryce. And I don't know if they signed any tackles in free agency, but I'm going to go just
Stone Forsyth, but that's not
okay. So that's not an upgrade. So that position is still a little bit lacking. I'm just going to go with the position I still think they need. And I think if you bring a dynamic tight end like Kenyon Sadiq in to help Bryce, you got to help him out. You can't just say, Bryce, go back there and deal. I'm going to go Kenyon Sadiq. And then here for Dallas, you set us up nice because you gave the Dallas Cowboys Reuben Bain at 12. Now we're here at pick 20 for Dallas. I'm not going to go CJ Allen because the linebacking group is deep. I think we can get a nice linebacker come round two. Two safeties off the board. I just don't want to risk it with Dallas. I don't want to play the game. I know they brought in Jalen Thompson, but he is not going to stop me from Emmanuel McNeil-Warren. So that's what I'm going to do right here. I've been screaming for Dallas to draft an impact safety since the Earl Thomas draft class. I'm like, please just, and then they've tried it with so many different bodies. Get Emmanuel McNeil-Warren. Toledo's defensive backs really good. So I went McNeil-Warren to Dallas, Kenyon Sadiq to Carolina, Thineman to the Vikings, Blake Miller to the Lions, and then Makai Lemon to the Jets. DP, talk about it.
No, I love it. 16 has been the ideal landing spot to me for Makai Lemon. I think pairing him with Garrett Wilson. And remember, Jets fans, you have 3 first-round picks next year. Not only are you going to get your quarterback, depending on how bad those picks are, you got a shot at probably Jeremiah Smith as well. So you're talking about being able to walk out of there potentially with Arch Manning and Jeremiah Smith, 2 of the top players and projected in next year's class. Jeremiah Smith's the best player in the class right now, without question. So, Garrett Wilson doesn't work out, then you flip him for a trade, get a day 2 pick from a team that's a contender that wants to receive, and you reset the clock and your salary cap with Jeremiah Smith. Love the Makai Lemon situation. Lions fans may not know, but remember, Penei Sewell was a left tackle coming out. And because they had Taylor Decker, they didn't want to move him, so they allowed Penei Sewell to develop at right tackle.
Right tackle.
Maybe you flip him back to left tackle, you bring Blake Miller in, and he's going to fit exactly what Dan Campbell wants at tackle. This guy who's played over 50 games. I think he has over 50 starts in his career. Clemson, they ran under Garrett Riley. They ran with the air raid, but they called it the dirt raid. Remember, 2024, Phil Maffa was running all over the ACC in that offense. And one thing about Blake Miller, he's a big proponent of that. He loves to run block. So being able to bring physicality, that kneecap biting mentality that Dan Campbell loves, I think that's a good fit. Of course, Dylan Thineman, man, listen, he can go higher than this. He can go right here.
Yes, he could.
Like, dude's a stud, man.
He could have went 12 to Dallas. He could have went 12 to Dallas. He could have went 12 to Dallas. I think you've done it. I think you just did it. Yeah. I think you just did it on your mock. Yeah.
For those who wondering, does he play the way he tests? Go back to Purdue
Go
when he
back.
played him at free safety when he wasn't playing that low hole defender. Absolutely. Then in EMW, one of my favorite players in the draft, and Kenyon Sadiq. My thing is this: with that Kenyon Sadiq pick, Ray, for Bryce, I'm putting myself as a franchise going into this year. Bryce, we need a winning record. Bryce, we need you to be able to command more from a passing standpoint. And yes, we're going to run the ball, but that can't just be the whole basis because this will be another first round pick on a pass catcher. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Since we've
I
drafted
know.
you, that'll be 3. You got to take that next step and start to elevate the floor of this passing offense. Because last year he was more of a game manager, which worked. But now I want to see, can you develop into a little bit more than that? Can you become Carolina's version of Brock Purdy, where you
Okay.
can get the ball to all the? Because the key to me, Ray, is if we keep adding weapons to you, my question is, can you handle the volume? Are you a quarterback that can dish out the rock to 2 to 3 weapons on a consistent basis? I don't want any more games of 52 yards passing like we saw against the Seattle Seahawks. So I think that is a great fit. And then Emmanuel McNeil Warren, adding him to Ruben Bain, that's just really adding physicality and toughness to this defense.
I love that. If Dallas walked away with Bain and EMW, I would be like, we're money right here. All right, Pittsburgh, they traded for Pittman. You know, they've done some other things. You got to look at this division. I think this removes wide receiver was a popular pick here. I don't want to tell you what to do. You've got the Steelers, the Chargers, the Eagles, the Browns, and the Bears. Those are your next picks. DP, let us have it.
So for the Steelers, yes, you got Pittman. Now you have DK Metcalf. I'm not gonna lie to you. Go to wide receiver for me.
Oh, DP still okay.
I want Casey Concepcion. I want a
still,
guy.
You still want.
I still want Casey Concepcion. I want that speed, that explosiveness. Play him in the slot. Randall Cobb, this thing with Mike McCarthy and Aaron Rodgers if he is returning. So I'm gonna tell you how he pronounces his name is Venga, which is crazy because it's spelled Vega. Venga Ione.
With
Venga.
It like an Venga.
Yeah.
Okay.
Venga Ione. It's
Venga.
caught me off guard when somebody told me at the combine. So Venga Ione, that to the Chargers. Like I still want to.
Even though they've signed about 35 offensive linemen, they're not done. Herbert.
I want to make sure.
Okay. You cannot have that again. Yeah.
No, not God, no. The Eagles could have taken Venga too because they need offensive line help.
Want me to look up? Want me to pull another position up? You want to look at what?
Let's look at corner.
Corner, okay. Got corner right here.
So you have Quinyon, you have Cooper DeJean.
You did lose Reed. You lost Reed.
Yes, let's go to safety. Let's go to safety. Because they went and got Tariq Woolen on a 1-year deal from Seattle, so that makes a lot of sense.
Safety a little too early. A little too early
for those safeties.
A little too early. All right.
Let's go back to interior offensive line. Let's go back to
interior O line. Let's take a look.
And do we go Emmanuel Pregnon
here? Let me pull the tackles up too, because some of these guys may kick inside here. Here's what you got.
You know what? Yeah. I was just talking to an O-line coach about Caden. He was like, I love Caden. I don't view him as a left tackle. He said, I think he could play right tackle, but I think he could be an all-pro guard. Let's add Caden Proctor to the Philadelphia Eagles. Let's get back to being able to run the football, man. Got to be able to run the football. This
couldn't run it last year. Couldn't run it worth a damn last year. All right, and
Cleveland
Browns, they went Freeling at 6. That's what I did. I went Freeling at 6.
Let's go look at wide receiver, Rick.
Let's look at receiver. All right.
Omar Cooper. Because to me, they need a 1. Like they need a 1, in my opinion. But I don't think any of these guys come in immediately. If Chris Bell was healthy, yes. You know what I mean?
I like Chris Bell 100%.
Mm-hmm. I don't think any of these guys walk in as a true 1. So in that case, you got that's tough. That is tough.
It is.
You know what?
Now it's your turn to have now it's your damn turn to have one of these. Yeah, it's your turn.
Tough. That's
your
tough.
turn.
They really did a lot of work on offensive line. They're good at running back. Quarterback is what it is.
It is what it is.
Let those 2 boys battle out over there. You know what? Let's go back to wide receiver. Let's go back to wide receiver.
Okay.
Todd Monken's there. Let's go with. I'm gonna go Omar Cooper Jr. here. I'm
Okay.
gonna go Omar Cooper Jr. here. Let him kind of play that movable chess piece on the offense. Guy is easy to get the ball in the hands of. Yak ability, ball skills, body control like that. For the Chicago Bears, man, I'm going defensive line, but I'm not going to D lineman. Most people probably think they probably think I'm going Caleb Banks. No, this defense was so bad against the run last year, and now you lose Tremaine Edmonds. Let me get Caden McDonald
Okay.
right here, that big nose tackle to shut some stuff down, two gap, keep the linebackers free, and let's shut this run down.
I like it. McDonald was one of my early picks to the Bears, and I've kind of flip-flopped between McDonald, Banks, Peter Woods. I've got no qualm
Banks
with you.
Got to find that he got to get that pad level straight.
He's got to get the pad. It was fun. It was fun to see the size and some of the early athleticism at the Senior Bowl, but I think he's more of a late one, early kind of round two kind of guy. You know, get him in round two.
Crazy enough, at 6'6", 315 or whatever he is, he's an ideal fit for a 3-tech. Like, you know what I mean? Because that's his best ball is as a pass rusher.
As a pass rusher, right? But he's such a big body. I don't think you want him trying to plug up the middle either. He needs to be trying to get after the quarterback. Very shocked you still went Casey Concepcion, but I don't. I get it, right? We got DK and we've got Pittman. We need more weapons. If we're gonna try to do something in the AFC, I don't want to have any doubt for whomever's playing quarterback. Rodgers, Kyler, Cousins, they need to have. And what I say is this: you remember the lasting images of the Steelers' offense that we saw them trying to throw fades, 3 straight fades. The NVS versus Denzel Ward didn't work out.
No.
Calvin Austin, fun player, but trying to rely on him to win quickly and his arms can't, like, it's just, you got to get some real receivers out there. So I do like that. And then Omar Cooper, maybe not a 1, but you know, you got Harold Fan in there. Jerry Jeudy's still there. You get through this year, right? Cleveland, you're seeing what you got. Isaiah Bond, can we find something there? Can we just find something at receiver there? I like Omar Cooper a lot. Buffalo here at 26. Well, they just signed today Bradley Chubb. So edge rusher was a position that I was looking at. Do they have a big run stuffing defensive tackle? Is that something they may need?
They switched to a 3-4 recently with the change from McDermott to the new DC. So they're running a more of an odd front. And truthfully, I don't believe they have the personnel for that odd front at all. Like, you got Ed Oliver, who's a 3-tech. Deion Walker's never been, even though he's built for it, he's never been a true nose tackle.
Yeah, no one's in that nose spot. And I don't know if is Peter Woods that guy? Is Christian Miller that guy?
Miller, like, I think he's 315, almost 320. He could fill that role, but definitely they need somebody that can kind of offset and take up 2 gaps.
Guard. If I go guard, I'm kind of taking the easy route out just to go O-line, but I like Besantis. I got to see him live. I did see Chase Besantis live against Miami. I think he's good. Pregnon is good as well. We'll go Emmanuel Pregnon right here. Let's protect Josh Allen and open up running lanes for one of the best running backs in the NFL that people don't talk about, James Cook. Niners are on the clock, and I'm going to just say them trading for Osio Digizua from Dallas for a 3rd. They get that D-line back, Mykel Williams, Alfred Collins, Osa, Nick Bosa, with Fred Warner's just loving life right now as at the linebacker spot. I believe they did address the tackle position too throughout free agency. I believe they addressed tackle. You bring in Mike Evans. You got Mike Evans in the building. You have Ricky Pearsall. I mean, I'm kind of thinking your philosophy too. Are they done at receiver? Does that mean that they're done?
Shouldn't be. Yeah, teams in the back end of round 1.
I know.
Some difficult conversations. To be had.
I know. We're gonna go Lomu for the Niners. We are going to stick on the offensive line for the Houston Texans as well. I think they found something in Ursery. I'm gonna go interior here. I'm going to go with the guy that, the Houston Texans probably got to see a lot of, being right up the road, Chase Pasantis right there at Texas A&M. Let's go guard Chase Pasantis. You've got the Kansas City Chiefs here picking at 29. Their first pick, they went Carnell Tate, wide receiver out of Ohio State. Now you're sitting here. This D-line, I'm going to go, Kansas City.
Yeah,
Chiefs. Chiefs,
we're
got
a nice little pick of the litter right here.
They do. I'm gonna go tackle out of Arizona State.
Like
we're gonna give Kansas City a tackle, and then I'm going to, for the Denver Broncos. People hate, like, the Broncos fans are. I've seen this visceral reaction that they're sick of seeing a linebacker mock to them. I do think Alex Singleton came back, but it's not enough. You've got Zach Allen in the middle. You've got Benito on the edge. Could Banks help out there? Do you go Falk? I'm just gonna go with what I know. DP. I'm gonna go CJ Allen there for Denver. And then I'm going to give you the last two picks. So those were my 5. I went Prignon, the guard out of Oregon. I went Lomu. I just went straight O-line. Guard, tackle, linebacker. Just trenches at the back of the first. Just talk about the team and the positions that were picked, right? If maybe you prefer one guard or one tackle over another, but those selections right there.
No, I like the selections. Big fan of Emmanuel Pregnon, guy that plays with good quickness and strength, works well in the zone.
I'm still here too. I don't know what happened to my camera, but I'm still here. Just keep rocking, DP. I'm still here, baby. I'm still here.
So Caleb Lomu, putting him at that potential left tackle, especially if you lose Trent Williams, whether it be him, contract ending or them deciding to trade him for probably a day 2 pick. Some contending team might say, you know what, let's give you a second or third rounder for a guy that is an instant starter right now. Chase Pasantis, listen, the Houston Texans, that's back-to-back. Feels like back-to-back off seasons that they've said, we're going to trade our best offensive linemen and get rid of them. And we've seen how that's negatively impacted your young star quarterback in C.J. Stroud and your run game. So Chase Pasantis coming in, bringing stability. I know they got Blake Fisher at right tackle, Ariante Ursary at left tackle. So, and I think they traded, when they got Montgomery, they traded one of the centers, Juice Scruggs, as well. That's 2 offensive linemen that you've let go in this offseason. So love that. Max Ionacher from Arizona State, love that pick. Athleticism, physical, gritty dude.
He could go higher. I've seen some people say he could go higher.
Too.
Yeah.
He's toolsy as well. Well, I think 34-inch arms or something like that. He could absolutely go higher. So, and then CJ Allen, man, I'm telling you right now, the way that defense plays, you put a playmaker at the second level like CJ Allen.
They let Dre Greenlaw go. Greenlaw's not there anymore, right? So they need, this is a position of, now the linebacker group is deep though. The linebacker group is deep, so you can wait, but let's okay.
Can't be mad at it.
All right, you got the Pats and the Hawks. Yeah, you got the Pats and the Hawks.
You know what, man? They brought in Romeo Doubs. I know that they said that they're not. There's rumors they're not done. They're looking at wide receiver. Let's go to wide receiver. And I'm going to just scroll down just a little bit for me, Ray, because I know I saw his name right there. Chris Brazel II.
Okay.
6'4", 200-pound wide receiver, 4.37, explosive guy. And I promise you guys, I know when you see Tennessee, you think Jalen Hyatt, you think Deontay Thornton. This guy runs much better routes for what he was asked to do than those guys. I love watching guys who train and their training translates to the field. So I think pairing him with Dobbs and Butte and Kyle Williams, I'm trying to make sure that Drake May, you're good to go. And I think that fits very well at that potential X receiver spot. So this is one. I think, what did I do? Go to running back for me.
Excuse me. All right.
Go to running back here. And so I gave in my mock pre-free agency, I gave him Jadarian Price.
You did.
You know that their MVP of the Super Bowl is now in Kansas City. Let's go. Let's go with Mike Washington Jr.
Oh, wow.
Let's go
DP, I
Mike
got to give you
Washington.
a bomb drop. Big
Let's
Mike
go him.
Washington
Yeah.
out of Arkansas. Talk about
Yes.
it.
Listen, vision, 6'2", 6'1", 228 with elite speed. When you watch him, you see him be able to string together some cuts, jump cut. He's got that almost Le'Veon Bell patience where he'll press the line of scrimmage and he's not in a hurry. He's allowing everything to take form in front of him. And when you have that burst, that acceleration, that speed, it was a 100% thing for me. And Zach Charbonnet towards ACL late. I don't expect him to be ready come week 1. They drafted
No,
Damian Martinez last
no,
year and they
yeah,
let him go. If he was
yeah.
still there, I would have been fine. But right now, I think you get yourself a big explosive back. And I'll tell you, Keith on the pod when we talked about him months ago, I've been talking about this kid since December. Keith said he reminded him a little bit of Adrian Peterson. And I was like, that of course that's lofty in general because that's AP. But then when I'm watching them, I'm like, hey, like there's some stuff there. So I think he's got to work on some pass protection stuff. He's got some fumbles because he plays like a battering ram.
He's got 12 of them things. 12 of them, I
He's
believe.
got to protect the football, and I think NFL coaches will do a better job emphasizing that than they do at the college level. So yeah, let's go Mike Washington Jr. to the Seahawks.
What a pick. I'll tell you right now, fantasy football community would be very happy if Mike Washington goes to the Seahawks. Listen, I am not anti-Chris Brazzle. I did see the reports on how Tennessee just kind of taught the receivers when the play was not on your side to just pretty much walk. I mean,
basically
walk,
conserve
energy because we're going to do a lot of running. You're going to do a lot of stuff. I just need to see it, man. I need to see it, DP. I'm watching him, and there's definitely he dominated versus Georgia. I mean, he was superstar versus Georgia. And then there was another game, and I don't think it was a great opponent, but he did really good. I just need to see. I'm not out on Brazzle, and I've actually mocked him to New England a couple of times. And one of the things that you talked about for his skill set, that Drake May loves throwing the ball downfield, and he's good at throwing the ball downfield. So if you can get somebody that's got that size that can get down there, I can see that working with what they've added in Romeo Doubs, who's not a downfield stretcher. So you add a different element to that offense. And then the Mike Washington pick is just a fun one. I mean, Seattle needs a running back, and they haven't done anything. So get a big physical guy and continue to establish it, because what you don't want to do is turn the reins fully over to Sam Darnold to be throwing it all over the place. You better find somebody to run the ball. Here we go.
Absolutely.
Round 2, we're going to flip it. Now I get the first 5, and then you get the other 5, so we'll make the picks for the opposing teams. Right here for the Jets, this is where I am going to go take Ty Simpson. Ty Simpson's going to come off of the board of the Jets behind Geno Smith. We'll see. We shall see. The irony in all of this, I was actually at the draft where Geno was picked in the second round by the Jets. He's back, and then the Jets take another quarterback in round 2 with the quarterback they took in round 2 like 10 years ago. Ty Simpson to the Jets here at 33. I've also seen some people say that he's their QB2 in the class, but another topic for another day. The Arizona Cardinals here on the clock at 34. You gave him Francis Maui-Noah, the offensive lineman out of Miami.
Mm-hmm.
They brought in Algier. Running game. Defense, they lost Thompson. Linebacker, probably, I think, could be a position. You got some good players available. You know what I'm going to do, DP? I am literally going to go BPA. I'm just going to go best player available for the Arizona Cardinals. And the last time they invested in a defensive back that had turnover kind of capabilities and a playmaker there at the defensive back, it worked out pretty well with the Honey Badger. I'm going to go Avion Terrell right here for Arizona at 34. Fell out of round 1. Could have been a pick for Seattle at 32. Could have been a pick for Dallas at 20. Not going to test today at Pro Day. He's going to hold his own. But I think right here, losing Jalen Thompson, I know he was a safety, but you let Terrell do some other stuff out there. Will Johnson, they invested in a cornerback last year in round 2. I would like the fit for Avion Terrell in Arizona. Tennessee's on the clock at 35. We know they helped Cam Ward out massively with Jeremiah Love, and then you bring in all those defensive linemen. You bring in Wan'Dale Robinson. Right
Mhm.
here, it's saying linebacker is a position of need for Tennessee right here. Edge rusher, center guard.
If it wasn't
Let,
for Jeremiah Love, that
I,
linebacker spot was definitely one I was thinking about
that's
with Sonny
that's
Styles.
that's that is why I'm gonna go look at it. And right here, got Rodriguez.
Ooh.
I don't know.
With Robert Saleh,
I, I,
there's some good linebackers for him.
these are some good linebackers. I don't know why, because this is Trevor. These rankings are Trevor Sycamores rankings right here over here. I don't know why he's so low on Anthony Hill.
I don't know either.
I still like Anthony Hill, and at one point he was mocked as a top 10 player. He had a
He
hell
was
of a
Arvell Reese before Arvell Reese.
absolutely, and had a hell of a combine. You're talking about a guy who
Yes.
jumped almost 40 inches. He ran a low 4.5. I'm gonna go Anthony Hill right here. Take
Let's
him
go.
to Tennessee with Robert Saleh. The Raiders are on the clock. You took his boy. You took Omar Cooper, but that's okay because we're gonna give Fernando
Denzel
Mendoza
Boston.
Denzel Boston at 36. Yes, they brought in
Like
Jalen
that.
Naylor. Yes, you've got Trey Tucker stretching the field and Brock Bowers, Jack Besh, another
Back
big
shoulder
outside
fade
guy.
to Boston.
Give the ball to Denzel Boston to the Raiders at 36. I think that would be a good pick. Right here, the Giants on the clock at 37. And what did you give the Giants? Sonny Styles. You went Sonny Styles, receiver, guard, defensive back. They did lose. They did lose. Oof.
Mm.
I know. I know. I know. They brought back Jermaine Illuminor, which is good. So right
Yeah,
tackle. They got
big
their tackle. That was good. Defensive back is a position of need. And I know safety, corner, AJ Halsey. I love him. Keontae Scott. I love him. Let's give him a playmaker. Let's give him a culture guy. D'Angelo Pons
I love that.
to the Giants. You got Harbaugh there. I want Pons in New York. And I think those were my five. I went Simpson to the Jets, Terrell to the Cardinals, Hill to the Titans, Boston to the Denzel Boston to the Raiders, and D'Angelo Pons to the Giants.
No, I love all of those because I mean for the Jets, you take the swing on quarterback. You know you have 3 first-round picks next year. You can easily say the fans won't even trip off of that. And you know I think they have they had 2, 16, 33, 44, and 103. They got a ton of picks. So go ahead and take your swing. He plays this year. You feel
But
good about it.
tell me though, DP, you can be honest with me. You didn't like it.
Yeah.
You don't
So
like it
it's
there at
either
33.
I've already created a mental model that they're just gonna pass on quarterback and just build the team up. But I do like it because I think he fits and everything. And plus, I was like, if he falls to 34, I was like, that's perfect for
Mm-hmm.
Arizona to get their
Mm-hmm.
guy. You know what I mean? Because right now it's 2 old guys who we know are not accumulating many
Yes.
wins in the desert. So no, I like the pick. Avion Terrell adding another playmaker to that secondary. Him and Will Johnson long
Man.
term as your CB 1 and 2. They got Max Melton that they is it Max Melton? I think it was his name that they drafted a
Yeah,
couple
yeah.
years ago. What was it? Yeah. So I like what they've done and just continue to build up that defense
And the
overall.
division, and
Anthony
the
Hill.
division, and the division. You got to deal with Shanahan's pass. You got to deal with the damn Rams. They
Yes.
got yeah. Go get. You better get
Yeah,
somebody
they
that can
just got
cover.
Jordan Tyson in this block.
You
So
got
you may as
Jordan
well go get
Tyson. You better get you somebody that can cover.
You get to somebody. So I
Yeah.
love the Anthony Hill Jr. I think people really sleep on him. Turn the tape on. This dude plays high level football. Denzel Boston, the back shoulder fade, the 50-50 ball from one of the most accurate quarterbacks we've actually charted over the past couple of seasons coming in with Fernando Mendoza. Love that. And then D'Angelo Pons, bringing that kind of throw him. You could throw him into the nickel. You could play him outside. He just brings an attitude to your secondary and playmaking ability. Love it. I'm on the clock with the Houston Texans.
They went Pazantis.
They got
They
Chase
went. Yep.
Santos.
And you got
Let's
2
stay in the
picks. You got 2
trenches.
more picks too in this round.
Oh, let's do it. Let's go Caleb Banks right here
Okay.
on the defensive line. Let's go Caleb Banks to the Houston Texans. I know that's a spot that they need to upgrade. We Omar Cooper Jr., Monroe Freeling for the Cleveland Browns. Let's see. That's tough because
I know. What are they? What we go? Cooper and Monroe Freeling.
Yeah, we went Omar Cooper, Monroe Freeland. So let me just look here at their projection
And I'm
offensive
just
line.
Yep, and I'm
Zion
just scrolling
Johnson,
around.
Jenkins. They have Tevin Jenkins at the other guard spot. They have Freeling that's going to tap into that left tackle spot. Hold on. Let's look at guard one more time because Tevin
Going back
Jenkins,
to the
what I like,
trenches. Going back to the
back to the
trenches.
trenches. Like Tevin Jenkins, but
Somebody said
just
heck. Somebody said heck to Houston. They're talking about the center out of Kansas. I've not laid eyes on the center out of
he
Kansas
could
State,
play.
but
He could
okay.
play. He definitely
Okay.
could play. Man, this is tough for the Browns. You know what? They had a problem at receiver. Go back to receiver.
Okay.
We
Okay.
might end up doubling up it. I don't care that he's coming off the ACL. Let's go Chris Bell.
Okay.
Let's go Chris Bell right here. Give him you're in the situation, Bell. We don't have to rush back. Let's get you fully healthy. But long term, this is a guy pairing him with Omar Cooper. Eventually, they're going to move off of Jerry Jeudy. If he doesn't start catching the football consistently, which he hasn't done his entire career, makes perfect sense right here for me. Kansas City,
Man,
pick
Kansas
40.
City. Chiefs
Man,
fans were saying edge rusher, edge rusher, edge rusher. They wanted TJ Parker at 20. This is your mock though, DP. What are you thinking?
I mean, listen, I'm a man of the people too. So TJ Parker is there, and I feel like he would be a great fit for what Spags wants to do. Get after with 4. Again, you have to look at how did you lose to Philly? Philly got after Mahomes with 4.
Yeah.
We saw it with Seattle and their ability to get home with 4. Get home with 4, Kansas City. Let's go TJ Parker, edge rusher out of Clemson right here.
That's nice value too. That's nice value. All right, you got 2 more.
Let's see, Cincinnati.
Cincy, we went Downs. We went Downs
Okay.
at 10, and you got 41 here for Cincinnati.
Oh, I know exactly where I'm going with this one. Go to linebacker for me.
Ooh.
And I know they drafted 2 linebackers last year, but talking to a source at the combine, he was like, "Yeah, one. I think it was the
Knight.
Demetrius
Demetrius Knight?
He's more of a downhill player for them. They need somebody that can cover. Let's go, Jacob Rodriguez.
Jacob Rodriguez,
right
great pick.
Jacob
DP.
Rodriguez,
great
right
pick.
here
Love it.
for the
Love
Bengals.
it. Love
and
it.
The Saints.
Saints. I went Manziel. I went Manziel at 8. So I know a lot of Saints fans wanted receiver. I wanted Manziel.
Let's go receiver.
Okay. Tight end. I'm sorry. Receiver.
Let's go receiver. Ooh, man, that cover is starting to dry up
yes,
quickly.
It is. It is. That cover is getting a lot more projection level quickly.
It is. It really is. You know what? But I can see I have him more as a 3rd rounder right now.
Okay.
But I could see Elijah Surratt coming off into
a
role.
Too.
I think let's go Elijah Surratt right here.
I can see it too.
Kind of Keenan Allen type of route runner.
I can see it too.
Body control, just strong hands. A guy that's a safe target, especially down the field, on the back shoulder fades for a Tyler Shuck to pair with what you already have. Especially now you have Travis Etienne in the backfield. I like that fit for.
Okay,
for
I think it could work. And I love the Rodriguez pick. TJ Parker fans wanted him at 29. You get him at 40, so that would be good. And I'm with you. I think Chris Bell is going to be a day 2 pick somewhere, whether that's round 2. I don't think he's leaving day 2 of the NFL draft. I really like him. And then you talked about Caleb Banks and his ability. If you want somebody who's going to rush the passer, you put him in the middle. Like, think about Hunter and Will Anderson on the bookends with the focus there, and then you bring this 6'6", 320-pound monster that wants to get after the quarterback in the middle. I mean, you could have went Christian. I mean, this is. I like it. I like it. All right, I'm up for my next 5. Miami brought in Malik Willis. They lost a lot of stuff offensively. Now, I know they did just re-sign Greg Dulcich, but I don't give a damn, right? I'm just letting you know. I don't give a damn.
I wouldn't care either.
I am still going to go receiver for Malik Willis, and I'm going to go Eli Stowers, the tight end out of Vanderbilt. I don't know what this offense is going to look like with Slowick, but I do know he got the best out of Dalton Schultz, and Dalton Schultz ain't very talented, but he's been able to remain a long-term starter in this league. Let's give Malik Willis some help right here at the tight end spot. Eli Stowers out of Vanderbilt.
Easy athletic target. I like
easy target for him. The Jets, what have we done with the Jets? Arvell Reese, Mekhi Lemon, Ty Simpson. They got the 44th pick right here. I'm going Cassius Howe. I'm going Cassius Howe. I'm going Cassius Howe for the Jets.
I like that.
Let's get a defender that can be aggressive, that can fly around, and even if Aaron Glenn is no longer there, next season, you got some pieces that you can work around here. Now, the Baltimore Ravens are on the clock. They took Spencer Fano right there at 14. That was you. That was a good pick. Receiver, center, and safety positions of need.
Oh yeah, Houston fans, I'm not gonna lie to you. This plays out this way. Hecht is probably not getting to your second,
Is
that
that
other second round pick.
you don't think so? So
I don't think so. Not after they lost Linderbaum. I absolutely think they
is
could look
do you
at
think
that.
just I mean we're here now in the round two. Do you think this
Yeah,
is a spot for Hecht? I haven't seen him. Is this a
I think
spot
so.
for him for
Yeah,
Baltimore? Okay. All right,
I
we
think
can do
so. I
that.
think Baltimore's that type of team that likes to. They trust their ability to coach up, develop. It's been like that for years, decades, really. So I think that's a great fit for them.
All right, you went Akeem Mesidor to Tampa Bay. What's interesting is Keldrick Falk is still available, which could be a play here. But I'm looking at it. Edge Falk Bowles. Let's look at the linebacker spot for
Mm.
Tampa Bay quickly. Jake
Ooh.
Galladay is there. There's some good line.
That's enticing. That's enticing for real. For the Bucks, having him because I think he's a big ball of clay with the right 6'4", 240 plus, good athlete, and letting him learn. Because I believe they brought in Alex Anzalone,
Anzalone.
and they have Levante David, but we know that he's
David's
entering.
David's
Yeah,
that he's going to retire a buck, and it may happen after the
yeah,
Jake Galladay. That's
correct.
the pick. That's the pick.
You get to learn from those two vets. I love that.
All right, the Colts have wrecked their franchise, but let's try to save them here via the draft. This is their pick.
Yeah,
I mean,
this is the first pick. Jesus. What do you do for these
I mean,
guys, man?
do you go? Do you just go Keldrick Falk here for them? Do you?
They did lose. They lost Quiddy Pay.
They lost Quiddy Pay.
Yeah, I think the Falk and they're big. This is a team at least long as Chris Ballard's here. They would 100% look at a Keldrick Falk because he's going to check the boxes physically, RAS, all that type of stuff like that. I think Falk makes a lot of sense for how they draft.
All right, so we went Stowers, Howell, Hecht, Galladay, and Keldrick Falk for the Colts. DP, you're up. You've got the Falcons. This is their first pick. Listen, Jalen Walker, great. James Pierce on the field, fantastic. Off the field, not so much. Not so much.
Yeah,
so
that's a problem.
What is Stefanski gonna do here with the Falcons?
Let's look at edge real quick and see what edge rushers are on the board. Because I mean, at this point, you have to prepare, right?
You have to prepare. You have to. You have to prepare.
I would look. Let's see. I'm thinking. I really like Zion Young. He's
Zion
a top
Young.
25 guy on our board. His ability to rush off the edge, and they're. I'm trying to think who is their new DC because Raheem's gone.
I think they kept Ulbrich. there.
Okay.
I think Ulbrich is still there. Ulbrich. Yeah, they kept him there.
And they're gonna play with. I think they play like an off front. They got Dorless, Aurora.
Is Ellis still there? I think is Ellis still there? Linebacker.
No, he left. He went.
He left last. Yep, that's right. That's right.
So you know what? I would go to.
You want to just go? Yeah, want to get all the trenches kind of pulled up right there.
Yeah, let's go Christian Miller.
Miller.
Oh wait, okay. No. Lee Hunter. Let's go.
Lee Hunter.
Right
okay, Lee Hunter. Lee Hunter out of tech.
Lee Hunter right here.
All right.
If they want to run that odd front, I need somebody that can handle the run game up there. Vikings.
Dinneman and they brought back Aaron Jones. They lost Jalen Naylor.
You know what? I just thought about who's still on the board. Go to running back for me. I know they brought back Aaron Jones, but let's get that Jadarian Price off the board. And let's go ahead and get some youth into that running back room. A guy that could be your RB1 for the future. Oh, man, we went Blake Miller for Detroit.
And they were screaming D-line. They were screaming D-line. Christian Miller's still there.
Yes, they definitely need
Zion Young is there. I mean, this is best case scenario for the Lions. If you 100%. Took a tackle and then you got here and that's available. Peter Woods still there.
Yeah. Oh, man, let's you know what? Let's go Zion Young right here.
Okay, Zion Young.
All right, I want somebody opposite of darn Aiden, man.
I get it. Carolina here, DP. We went with Kenyon Sadiq. We know that they went Lloyd. They traded. They signed Phillips. They did a lot of moves on the defensive side, but at left tackle spot still a little shaky. Peter Woods available. What would Carolina consider here?
Carolina's such an odd team because I'm gonna do what I'm probably gonna do what they typically don't do because they've never done this. I'm gonna draft Peter Woods. They've never drafted a player from Clemson, and they're right in their backyard.
Interesting.
I don't think in history. It's really odd. I don't know why, even during the heydays of Clemson, they've never drafted a player from Clemson. But since I'm in control, I'm doing it.
Yep. I mean, if you tell me I'm get Peter Woods at 51,
right? Like,
yeah, okay, come on,
that card.
Yeah. Packers. This is the first pick. This is the first pick.
Ooh.
First pick. They have lost a lot. I just want to say, Quay Walker gone, Rashawn Gary gone, Kenny Clark gone, Micah Parsons ACL. I believe they lost a cornerback. I mean, they have lost a lot on the defensive side of the ball, and they just lost Romeo Doubs.
Jesus. I want to say I'm probably gonna look at. They like Georgia a lot. Let's go Christian Miller right here.
Christian Miller, that's probably. I
know they brought in Hargrave, but it's the reason why Hargrave's on another team, not a long-term option.
I get it. Pittsburgh here, you still want Casey Concepcion, even though they brought in Michael Pittman. Quarterback, tackle, D-line, safety positions of need for the Steelers. Division in AFC North, we have best player available according to this board. Colton Hood, Brandon Cisse, Chris Johnson. You got a Bernard, an Abney, a Halsey, Lawrence, Keontae Scott, Trotter, Igbenosum, Ramsey, Orange, Branch. Not going to go there. Probably not a tight end. What do you think? What do you think the play is for Pittsburgh here?
Man, this is a very sneaky situation, but go to quarterback.
I was gonna say, is it QB time, DP? Is it quarterback?
Here's the thing.
Who is it though?
The top two guys.
Who is it?
Top two guys. And man, Drew Aller or Garrett Nussmeier. I think they went with I could see him I could see him going Drew. I say you go Garrett Nussmeier here.
I say Garrett Nussmeier too. We had a comment.
The guy that has ready-made accuracy.
And here's the thing. He's got the accuracy. I don't think the arm strength is overly impressive, but he's got a gunslinger mentality, which I like. He's a fearless thrower of the football, which is good or bad. But listen, you get in and you back up a Cousins, you back up a Rodgers for a year.
Mm-hmm. I'll give you some insight on that injury.
Yes.
Because I heard about it during the season that, hey, he's not healthy and everything, but I couldn't get the full story. He said at the combine, during his podium presser, he said he had the core injury was so bad, even though LSU undersold it, he had to learn how to reutilize his core as a passer since he's gotten healthy. That injury was much worse than LSU let on. So I think with him being healthy, we saw, if you look at him at the combine, he threw the ball well. He looked good at the Senior Bowl. I think we would get the 2024 version of Nussmeier going forward now that he's healthy.
Well, if you say that and I got him in the 50s, I'll take that. Question in the chat, think the Steelers will give Will Howard a shot?
I think it would have been more plausible if he didn't get hurt and they got the chance to see him during like preseason last year. I think that was the plan of him playing a lot in the preseason. Then he got hurt. I don't think where they are, if they get a chance to get one of the more accurate quarterbacks to fall to them, I think they will absolutely take that opportunity.
And then my boy Kevin, man, Kevin's always around. Kevin said, Panthers never draft Clemson players, but Pittsburgh saw that Kenny Pickett every day and said, give me that. They just said, we'll take the hometown kid.
The old GM, man. I think it was Kevin Colbert or whatever his name was. Yeah, that was the old GM, man.
All right. Philly, they went Caden Proctor. You got some good DBs on the board. Where's Philly going? I mean, you got the DBs that are available. Are we?
This is a good.
I just want to pull it up. I mean, look at what Hood, Johnson, Abney, Scott, Igbenosum. I mean, it's Genesis Smith down here, Wheatley, Muhammad, Bud Clark. Like, my gosh.
Yeah, Charles Demings, the kid from
SFA.
Like,
yep.
Yeah, he can play, man. I think you go back to the top of this joint, Ray. I think Colton Hood makes a ton
Colton
of sense.
Hood. I've seen him
He's
mock the Philly
young,
and
redshirt sophomore. He's got a lot, like there's so much for him to grow into as a corner, and then that gives you your three young guys on the outside.
all right. There are Chargers fans saying we got to go dunker. We got to go. At some point, can they go another position though? I mean, they've
Yes, they.
signed 4 linemen. We took Venga here in at 22. Are the Chargers going to go somewhere else?
Oh yeah. Let me see here because the Chargers.
Says they need a
I'm thinking D
safety.
tackle.
They say they need,
Safety. Okay.
I mean that Trevor's saying they need a safety.
Yeah. Well,
We've got D line here available as well. Dunker is there.
oh, Jamari Caldwell's their nose tackle that they have currently right now. Igboigbe. No, I'm looking at the trenches real quick. Let's go. Yeah, let's look at
You want to go
the D line and
trenches?
edge. Yeah,
Okay, D line and edge.
Oh man. You know, let's roll with because I feel like I could put in this if they on their rundowns, they could put Caldwell at one of those end spots with Tierre Tart. Let's go with I think it was that big citrus, the D tackle.
Oh, big citrus.
Dominic Orange.
Okay.
Let's
We're
put
gonna
Dominic
okay.
Orange right here.
Okay.
He's the next best D tackle on the board. And like let him play that
Yep,
nose
somebody
tackle
said I
spot
think it
going
would be
forward.
DT. Somebody in the chat said I think it would be DT. So let's go big orange there. We got the Jags on the clock. A lot of first picks in
Yeah.
this second round for teams that didn't have first rounders. We know what the Jags did. Traded to get Hunter. The receiver thing. He was not quite generational receiver. Now here we are. Running back, D-line, cornerback positions of need for the Jags.
I think
I don't think they're taking a running back. I think they're going to roll with it. They got Rodriguez and the 2 rookies from last year. They're not taking a running back.
Yeah.
Not here.
They got Alua Khan at linebacker, and then they have Ventrell Miller at linebacker as well. But that's not going to keep me from.
And they lost Lloyd. And they lost Lloyd.
Yeah, lost Lloyd. You know what? Let's go Josiah Trotter right
Trotter.
now. I think he just a physical, aggressive playmaker, good athleticism. I think Trotter would be a good fit in Jacksonville.
All right, the Bears, they went McDonald. We've got two picks for the Bears, damn near back-to-back. Bears, they did lose their center. Drew Dahlman stepped away, so he's not going to play.
Right.
He lost his center. So let's just pull it up. We got Connor Lew available right here. Jake Slaughter is another center.
I think for them, especially they want to run the ball. Let's go with Jake Slaughter from Florida. I think he makes a lot of sense.
Slaughter from Florida.
Throw Slaughter in there. Give them some stability at the center spot. Guy that could play, move guys off the ball, get upfield, dual blocks. I like that.
Niners.
San Fran.
Yeah, what are we doing with the Niners? We went low move first at 27. A heir apparent to Trent Williams, another body on the O-line. Guard, tackle, edge, safety. Who do they have at safety right now?
That's a good question.
Because I know they lost Ufongo a couple of years ago. Ward is, I thought they were okay at safety, but
safety for them looks like they have Jair Brown, who might be coming up on the contract, and then we got Malik Mustafa, who came back from injury during the season. So I would be okay. And with this safety class, I could probably wait to
you could wait.
3.
Okay, gotcha.
Let's go to receiver for them though. Let's go.
Okay, all right.
And you know what? It's crazy. Looking at this group of guys, and it's a couple dudes I like. I think having Mike Evans, you got Ricky Pearsall.
You need another receiver. I like the receiver.
Jeremy Bernard feels like a San Francisco 49er.
He feels like a 49er pick. He does. I'm
not
the biggest fan. I'll tell you that.
Me either. But he feels like a guy that wins in what I call the war areas of the field, the middle of the field, amongst the linebackers, those safeties triggering down. I think that makes a ton of sense. Houston.
They've just gone trenches. They went Basantis. They went Caleb Banks. Now they're picking again at 59.
Who is their tight ends?
Dalton Schultz, Cade Stover.
I want some juice at tight end. Like I want some juice at the tight end spot, man.
Who is that tier though?
Yeah, let's look at Not Max Trigg, but Trigg just the darn run blocking is so bad.
It's not great. He is a receiver only. They did bring in
Legitimate.
Montgomery. They drafted 2 rookies last year in Nolan Higgins. You've got Nico Collins. They did give Schultz some money.
Did we go? Let's look at the centers. Let's look at what centers are available.
Okay,
I just
let's go.
Like what centers could be there?
Connor Lew, Jalen Farmer.
I think I'm probably gonna look at. I'm thinking Connor Lew. I do like Logan Jones, but he's a little bit later for me.
Later, okay.
Yeah, let's go with man. It's crazy because I feel like Keelan Rutledge. He's a physical dude, and I feel like let's go Keelan Rutledge. I'm gonna convert him to the center.
Okay,
I think that he could beat guys up on the interior. Let's open some run lanes. Let's bring some toughness to that offensive line and really protect your quarterback.
All right, Chicago's on the clock at 60. They just lost Kevin Byard. I like AJ Holsey a lot. I like AJ Holsey a lot. I think he's going to be a steal. You put him in this back end, I think you could have something there. So I'm going to take AJ Holsey right here. Holsey from LSU to Chicago. Rams are on the clock at 61. What have they done? They went Jordan Tyson. Wide receiver, tackle. So wide receiver address, tackle, and linebacker still positions of need.
Let's see what's available at linebacker.
All right, let's take a look. DP. Louis, Lawson, Bryce, York, Aiden Fisher. Fisher's good. You told me about him. Yeah. You're the one who put a little bit later. Yeah. Maybe a little later.
I think Deontay Lawson will make a lot of sense here. I like Kyle Lewis, but to me he's more of a safety than an actual linebacker. I think Deontay Lawson will bring a lot to that second level. That athleticism can trigger, can drop into coverage. They just need to keep building up that defense.
All right, Denver. I know Denver fans want a tight end in the worst way, man. That they want a tight end in the absolute worst way.
I was thinking the same thing, tight end. And honestly enough, listen, Sean Payton zigs when everybody else is zags. He went with, I liked RJ Harvey, but I had like a 4th round grade on RJ. I didn't think he was a full-time starting running back. He went with him in the 2nd.
Yeah, he did.
So he's the type of dude who goes by the beat of his own drum. I could see him prioritizing the guy like Michael Trigg and making him that what do you call it? The unicorn or the whatever
the Joker,
it.
The Joker role.
The Joker role. Trigg, explosive, ball skills, basketball background, just another safe option for Bo Nix to target down the field.
Let's do it. All right, New England. They went Brazel in round 1, and look at. You still have edge. You've got.
I feel like I was thinking edge just now, and I was like, they do need another edge. I know some of their fans want them to go after Max Crosby. Doesn't look like that's going to happen, or at least not yet. Go up to he's one of the biggest risers from the combine, Malachi Lawrence from UCF. This dude knows how to get after the passer. He's explosive, dynamic. I feel like he plays with good hand usage and strong hands as well. And I think this is a guy that Vrabel would like on his defense.
All right, and I'm just letting you know the pick for Seattle is already in. The pick for Seattle is already in. I'm giving him Keontae Scott. I've given him Keontae Scott in round 1. I'm giving he just fits the bill of a versatile defender that can do multiple things. I'm going Keontae Scott right here for the Seattle Seahawks. I'm going Keontae Scott. So we'll go ahead and put that in. And the mock is over. 2 rounds. DP took 5. I took 5 for round 1, and then round 2 we kind of talked through everything. I'll do a quick recap. We went Mendoza, Reese, Maui Noah, Jeremiah Love, and Sonny Styles, top 5. Monroe Freeling, David Bailey, Manzor Delane, Cornell Tate, Caleb Downs, all the way through pick 10. McCoy, Ruben Bain to Dallas, Jordan Tyson to the Rams, Spencer Fanu to the Ravens, Akeem Mesidor to the Bucks, Makai Lemon to the Jets at 16. Blake Miller to the Lions at 17. Thieneman and Kenyon Sadiq off the board, back-to-back Oregon guys. EMW, Emmanuel McNeil Warren goes to the Cowboys. Casey Concepcion, Venga Ione goes to the Chargers at 22. Thank you for the correct pronunciation. DP was there, and he heard it himself. Caden Proctor to the Philadelphia Eagles at 23. Omar Cooper, 24, to the Browns. Caden McDonald to the Bears. Emmanuel Prignon to the Bills. Caleb Lomu to the Niners. Chase Pasantis to the Texans. Max, how do you pronounce his last name? It's Iron
It's like Iron
Anchor.
Anchor.
Yeah.
Iron Anchor, I think is how they
I'll just
said
call
it.
him Max. Then Max, the
tough, yeah.
tackle out of Arizona State. I hate
Mad
yeah.
Max. Man.
Mad Max. CJ Allen goes to the Broncos. Chris Brazzell II to the Patriots. And then the surprise pick that I don't hate it, Mike Washington Jr., a second running back, sneaks into round 1 with his exceptional size and athleticism. We also did round 2, and I'll just pull it up so you guys can see that. I'm not going to go through every one of the picks. Denzel Boston, he fell to 36 to the Raiders. I thought that was an interesting pick. TJ Parker to the Chiefs. Chris Bell to the Browns at 39. Eli Stowers went to the Dolphins at 43. Keldrick Falk falls to 47 to the Indianapolis Colts, their first pick. DP gave Jadarian Price to the Minnesota Vikings at 49. I think Vikings fans would like that. Christian Miller to the Packers at 52. I like that as well. The Eagles still get a corner. Colton Hood at 54. Jeremy Bernard goes to the 49ers at 58. We got AJ Halsey going to the Chicago Bears at 60. And then we wrap this thing up with Deontay Lawson, Michael Trigg, Malachi Lawrence, and Keontae Scott here in round 2. DP, we made it, baby. Hour 15. Sir. That's a lot faster than I thought we would in a 2-round mock draft show. Just overall thoughts about the class, DP, the class, where we're headed, how excited you are for the draft, and how deep, even though it's not like a heavy quarterback draft, heavy running back draft, just how deep some of these other positions are, especially on the defensive side of the ball.
Yeah, man, I'm excited for it because this is one of those classes where, and Ray, you've heard me say this before, where you could tell who's actually watched the tape. Like this isn't a class with a ton of consensus. It's not a lot of echo chamber stuff like that, man. I think edge is a deep class. I think there's a lot of this defensive tackle class is good for teams, especially you look at where we are defensively. There's a lot of too high shells. You can't run too high safeties without nose tackles, without these big 315, 20, and 30-pound guys. We just saw Jordan Davis get the bag from Philly, being able to stop the run, be able to two-gap and keep your linebackers clean. It's big, guys. I promise you. Interview Ray Lewis and ask Ray how important was Tony Siragusa and Alodi Nata throughout your career. He'll tell you those guys were extremely important to me being able to just play ball and not have to fight through offensive linemen. So I think D tackle's a good group. And then you still got a guy like Caleb Banks who gives you he's this year's Deion Walker. He may not give you a ton as a run defender. You got to coach some stuff up, but that pass rush upside is immense with him. I think corner is deep. I think this is a good safety group. I think team, and for me, wide receiver, Ray, I keep saying that I don't care if you already have your 1, 2, and 3 settled. Day 3 gets you 4 and 5 if you need it, right? Is there some guys that can come in? I'm gonna throw a name out here for you guys. Iowa didn't use him a lot. Caden Wheatgen from Iowa, the 5'8", 5'9",
the return kind of receiver.
Yes.
Yeah.
Bro, my comp for him over at Bleacher Report is Malik Washington, who's with the Miami Dolphins. That kind of that shorter, squattier slot receiver, quick twitch, route running, but as a punt and kick returner, he's going to get you optimal yardage. And I think that's a guy that teams absolutely on day 3 should 100% look at. I also think that, we talk about Zay Flowers a lot. To me, I've gotten higher on Zachariah Branch. Watching him at the combine, like the athletic testing I didn't care about, Ray. I knew what he was going to do with that. You know what I mean? Didn't care nothing about it. I'm like, this dude going to run 4.3, 4.2. Yes. He's going to jump out the gym. But there was the movement skills as a route runner where I was like, you know what, Georgia, I'm not a big fan of Mike Bobo. They had Oscar Delp. That's another name. Guys, you need a tight end. Look at Oscar Delp. Now, he's going to slip because he ended up playing – I think they say he played all season with it might have been a broken bone in his foot or something like that. They found it at the combine, but the day before he was supposed to test. He was going to go out there and test. So, yeah, that's just to give you some context to it. Athletic, big body. He's built like a grown man. They just didn't utilize him. And same thing with Zachariah Branch. I see some of that Zay Flowers in his game. You use him in the slot, chain mover, explosive plays. I think this young man can absolutely be a playmaker at the next level. So wide receiver, corner, edge, D tackle. Running back is more if you need a 3, you know what I mean? That's what this class is going to give you.
Yeah.
I will tell you, the kid from Navy, Eli
Yeah,
Heidenreich.
Yeah.
Right, I'm telling you, this is a dude. I'm gonna tell you right now, guys, keep him away from Kyle Shanahan. This is not one of them situations. Like,
yeah.
You don't want him in San Fran. If you're a team if you're a fan base has to face San Fran, you don't want him in San Fran. This dude, you turn on the tape at Navy, he's lined up at the Z receiver spot. 6 foot, 200 pounds, 4'4" athlete. I watched him run routes because him, Jeremiah Love, Jadarian Price, Emmett Johnson, I think those were the guys that were running wide receiver route trees after the running backs worked out at the combine. They didn't show it on TV. And he looks so smooth,
He looks smooth.
so
he looks
natural,
smooth.
man.
Yeah.
Somebody was like, man, he looks. I said, don't mention it. I already knew they were going.
Yeah.
And they said CMC.
CMC.
I was like, no,
hey, you gotta go. Yeah.
I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it to him. This dude is smooth, right? Route running, releases, but then he could tote the rock as well. It's just unconventional. They run a triple option, so it's a lot of jet motion handoff stuff. But yeah, I think he's got upside as an actual running back for a team.
There it is. You heard it from the man himself, Damian Parson. He is one half of the host of the Locked On NFL Draft podcast. Shout out to my dog, Keith Sanchez. He does NFL draft and college football content over at Bleacher Report, and he runs his own YouTube channel. Highly, highly encourage you, and I'm telling you to go to the Scouting Room, at the Scouting Room on YouTube. He dropped his own mock just a couple of days ago, and he's putting out scouting reports and other actionable NFL draft content.
Casey Concepcion is next. I just dropped Jeremiah Love last week. Casey Concepcion is coming up later on this week.
There it is right there. My man DP. Y'all know what it is over here. It's all gas all the time. I appreciate everybody tapping in, pulling up for this one. Everybody that was live. If you watch this after the fact, do one thing for your boy. Hit a thumbs up button. Like the content. Comment below. And then subscribe to the channel. Turn on the notifications so every time we go live, you get this good stuff. DP, it was good to be back in the saddle with you. I know we got off schedule a little bit. Life be life, and sometimes, but we're here. And there's, you know what, man? The difference is between us and a lot of other people, we love this, right? Like, so we could talk about this any day of the week, any time of the year, and that's exactly what I do. That's exactly what you do. So if you rock with me, you got to rock with my man DP. Thank y'all for being in the building. The chat was awesome. Thank y'all for watching after the fact, and we will see y'all again soon.